This is the second in a series of videos about triads. This is going to be triads up groups of 2 strings. And what we're going to cover is the C major triad again. The notes are going to be C, E, and G. This also covers important concepts in fingerings. So first off, we're going to start off on the second string on C. We're going to be on the second string, first fret. There's our C. Then we're going to our first string open for E, that's the third of the chord, and then G with our third finger. This is the most common fingering that there is for this, so what we're going to do to show that example is go up here to the 13th fret on the second string with our second finger, and that's going to go 2, 1, 3. Again, that's the most common fingering there is for major triads in single string soloing. Next up is going to be 2 notes on the second string, 1 note on the first string. So our first finger is going to go to the second string on C again. We're going to play the third with our little finger. So we're up here on the 5th fret. Again, it's up 4 frets from the root to the third of the chord. And then our second finger goes to the 5th of the chord, G, on the first string, 3rd fret. Now there's another fingering available to that also. It's going to be first finger to start again on the second string. Then we go to the third finger on the second string, 5th fret. And then we play the 5th of the chord on the first string, 3rd fret with our first finger. Depends on where you're going after that, what fingering makes the most sense. So next up, we're going to have 1 note again on this second string. It's going to be on the 3rd of the chord, and 2 notes on the first string. So we're going to start off with our 3rd finger on E on the second string, first finger on G on the first string, and then we're going to do a leap with our little finger up to C on the first string. So here's our fingering. Now next we're going to have 2 notes on the second string, 1 note on the first string. So our first finger goes to E on the second string, 5th fret. Little finger goes to G on the second string, 8th fret. And then we roll that little finger back to C on the first string, 8th fret. Next up is going to be 2 notes on the second string, 1 note on the first string. So actually, let's start off with 1 note on the second string, 2 notes on the first string. So it's going to be G with our first finger, C with our first finger rolled back on the first string, and then the 3rd of our chord with our first little finger on the first string, 12th fret. So again, that one's. Now we're going to go to the next one, which is 2 notes on the second string, 1 note on the first string. So we're going to start off on G on the second string, then our little finger up to C on the second string, 13th fret, and our 3rd finger on the first string, 12th fret. And again, with keeping with logical fingering, if we're going to continue up the fingerboard, we can start off with our first finger here on the second string, and then go up here with our second finger, and we go to that original pattern we started off with. So again, that's the patterns up the first string, and I will cover the other strings as we have more time. These fingerings are the same except for the second, on all the other string groups except for the second to the 3rd string. And that's because that string is tuned to a 3rd, not 4ths.